So in this quick video, what we're going to look at is setting up a demo account with MetaTrader4. We're going to look at the Academy Harmonic Scanner and how to place your first demo trade using the software. So if you haven't already, go to your app store and download MetaTrader4. It's going to take you to an app like this. And you're going to click on the top left and choose accounts. Here's where you can actually add a demo account. You're just going to click on the plus sign at the top, then open a demo account. Now we are using Hugo's Way, so you can choose Hugo's Way demo. So let's open up a demo. Now your name needs to be at least 8 symbols. Put in your phone number. You guys can call me at this number if y'all need help, as a matter of fact. And then put in your email address. Account type will be Hugo Forex. Leverage, we're just going to do 200. It doesn't really matter on that number. And the deposit, you don't want to go too high, you don't want to go too low. 5,000 is just fine. Let's go ahead and create the account, and you're in. Alright, and your demo account is set up. When you're ready to start trading live, I want you to check out the tutorial on how to set up a live Hugo FX account. But for now, we're just going to trade demo until you are consistently profitable and feel comfortable trading your own money. A brief overview of the bottom row. The first item is the quotes tab. These are all the currency pairs. For example, AUD USD, that's the Australian dollar versus the US dollar. The Euro USD is the Euro versus the US dollar, and so on. The second icon at the bottom is the charts, and I'll show you how to set up your chart. You want to tap the screen on the main window, hit the F. I usually use the alligator, so you're going to hit this F with the plus sign and then choose alligator down here. Okay, and moving average, I like to put a 200 moving average on my chart. So for moving average, I would do the F plus and then moving average here, and for period, put 200, simple, weighted close, and make it whatever color you like. I like to use a gold, and the pixel, I have it 4 pixels thick. Alright, and then choose done, and it'll add that to your chart. So as you see, this yellow band is my 200 moving average. Basically just tallies up the average of the previous 200 increments. Okay, so that kind of gives you a good basis for if it's an uptrend or a downtrend, and it also gives you a support and resistance line. As you can see right in this area right here, it touched the 200 moving average and it bounced off of it. And it always wants to go back to the 200 moving average, and at times it will cross it, and that gives you a good selling signal as well. The alligator is the same way. The alligator gives you 3 bands, 3 different moving averages in one. As you can see, once it crosses all 3 bands, then you're likely to be in a selling opportunity. But you have to use trade management, because as you can see right here, it crossed all 3 bands, and if you went for a large sell, you would have maybe got popped because it came back up before it went back down in your favor. So always use proper risk management. And on the bottom, if you want to add the stochastics, just tap down here, hit the F. So we're going to click on the F plus here, scroll down to oscillators, and then click on the stochastic oscillator here, and just leave the default settings and hit done to add it. And then you're set up. How to use that? It really helps on larger time frames. So to get to a larger time frame, just click on your wheel, and we're going to hit H4. That means these are 4-hour candles. Each candle represents 4 hours worth of movement. This one is H1, that represents 1 hour of movement with each candle. 15-minute, and of course M1 is the 1-minute chart. I like to start off with the H4, get a good bias of where the market is going. As you can see, it's starting to cross over on the H4, so we're possibly in a reversal of an uptrend. So you start to look for short opportunities or confirmation of long opportunities. And to get in, you want to go in on the M15 and look for candlestick patterns that indicate reversals. For example, down here, you would have seen a doji. That means indecision in the market, a little doji candle, and then it started reversing, it started going back up. You would have got some pips there. Alright, so the next icon at the bottom shows you active trades. The next one shows you your recent closed trades, whether they were wins or losses. And this is news, and this is notifications. Alright, so now we want to find some good trade ideas. So let's use the Harmonic Scanner. So I'm logging in. I'm going to tap on the top 3. I'm going to choose Hugo's Way because that's where my live account is. And right now we're looking at the Euro CAD, or the Euro Canadian dollar. This one went into pretty decent profit. What this scanner does is it looks for patterns in the market that indicate a short opportunity or a long opportunity. A short opportunity is where the market's going to go down, so you want to go in for a sell so that you can actually make profits on the way down. And if it's a long opportunity, then you're going to look for opportunities to buy and go up. So let's see if we can find anything else. Okay, so this is the EuroCAD that I was looking for right here on the H4 chart. Let me just make that a little bit smaller so we can see the full picture. Like that. So over here's your entry. You got 2 entry points, and then you have a stop. And then you have a TP1, a TP2, and a TP3 up here. These are take profits. Okay, so that's where you want to close your trade. When you close your trade, you take profit. So let's match this up with what we see on our MetaTrader. So let's go over to quotes on our MetaTrader4, and we're going to look for the Euro Canadian dollar. Since it's not on this list, we're going to go up here to this plus sign, and we're going to choose exotics and look through here to see if we find EuroCAD. If it's not there, then we're going to go to the next one, which is FX crosses. And there it is, EuroCAD. So I clicked it and it's added. Now I go back to my list and I'm looking down for our EuroCAD. There it is. We're going to open the chart. We're going to go to H4, so the 4-hour candles. And as you can see, this looks very similar because it is the same exact chart that is on our Harmonic Scanner. See how that is? As you can see, it's got that long downtrend. Go over here. As you can see, it's got that long downtrend. Starting up here, going down. The Harmonic Scanner is saying it's going to go up. Now you don't want to take the Harmonic Scanner's word for it because it's just looking for patterns in the market. What you want to do is find other reasons why you should take this trade. So for example, let's add a line, horizontal line, and you're looking to see if previously price has gone up at this line. And as you can see, price has gone up 2 other times in the last day or so, last 2 days, that price has gone up. So you want to say, that looks like a zone where price actually might reject and get supported and go up. So that's a confirmation. Now let's go to the 15-minute chart to see if there's a good entry point down here. That looks like a good entry point because it's almost a doji. We'll call that a evening star pattern. So you have and it's also a bullish engulfing candle, and it completely engulfed the previous candle. That looks like a good entry point. So let's say you actually want to take this trade. We're going to go up here to this plus sign and we're going to say buy. All right, so now we have an active trade. As you can see, it starts off negative because we have something called commission. You see it's 5 cents for every trade that you make. So the broker, in this case, Hugo's way, would make 5 cents every time you make a trade, no matter what. So you always start negative. And then you have to wait, of course, for this trade to go positive before you close it. So let me show you how to close a trade. So this is a trade where since we got in on it on the 4-hour mark, on the 4-hour candle is what we kind of base this off of, it might take a few days to get into profit. But if it comes all the way up to here, we're looking at about $15 to $20 in profit just off of one small 5-cent risk. Now, one thing here, it did have a stop at 1.44932. You see it says stop 1.44932. So I'll show you how to put a stop and a take profit. Let's go in here, press and hold it. We're going to modify the order. This side over here is your take profit. So I'm just going to put that way high up here. They said it was, I'm going to go for the maximum take profit, which is 46635. Let's hop back over here. 46635. You can just type it in there. Okay. And the stop loss, which is this red side over here, I'm just going to hit the downward arrow, the minus side to go down a little bit, so I can get those numbers on the screen. It's 44932. 44932. And then hit modify. Done. Now if I go back to my chart, you'll see I have a take profit up at the top, which looks good because once it gets to this high, it's probably going to reject anyway or retest it. And I should have a stop loss down here, which is good. You always want to trade with a stop loss because the market goes against you. You may not have the willpower to go ahead and exit that trade, and it gives you proper trade management. This right here looks like a 2-to-1. Basically just means I'm willing to win twice as much as I'm willing to lose, as long as you stick to small lot sizes. And what do I mean by small lot sizes? You see up here where it says 0.1, and you can change this. This increases the amount that you're trading at one, and you'll blow your account if you trade too much and the trade goes against you too much, and the broker will close your position for a loss. You have no control over that. That's why you want a stop loss in place. See, down here you're making or losing 10 cents per pip that the market moves, and up here you're making or losing $10 per pip that the market is moving. So if you have a $100 account, if this thing moves 10 pips and you're up here trading one whole lot, standard lot, you're going to blow your account. However, if you're down here and it moves 10 pips against you, well, you're only losing $1. Not too bad. And when you're ready to close the trade, just press and hold on it and close order, and close with a loss or close with a win, of course. So this was a tutorial on how to use MetaTrader4 in conjunction with the IM Academy Harmonic Scanner.